Welcome to Zach's Tech Turf and weekly download episode number 17, which is my weekly tech and PC gaming news series. Today, I'm going to be playing some Battlefield 1 while I give you this news, and I'm going to be sipping on some sparkling ice. Make sure you guys let me know in the comment section what you're sipping on, and also, thank you very much for the recent support in the weekly download series. Keep smashing that like button. Let's get into it. For this episode, let's start with PC gaming news and then we'll get to the tech news. Fair warning, Microsoft completely stole the weekly download show with their latest event yesterday, unveiling a ton of new cool products, but we'll get to that. Also, before we start, make sure you guys check out my video about a less than $50 GoPro alternative, which is a product that I personally use a lot and you might be interested in. First up, Overwatch Competitive Season 3 is coming up, and there are some serious changes that are being made to the skill system. In the first two seasons, there was too much skill diversity in the gold tier because it was too easy to earn. In Season 3, people will be placed most likely lower than where they are now, and more people will fill the bronze and silver tiers. Blizzard wants to make sure that the skill gap between players in the same tier shrinks to a minimum, and this is their plan to do that. Season 3 is set to start on the 1st of December. Ark Survival Evolved is already out with a new update, and no, it's not a paid expansion. I know. Why in the world would an early access game release a paid expansion? I just thought I should mention it. Anyway, other than adding new dinos and items, this newest update adds procedurally generated maps, which allows players to play on maps with various mountains, rivers, valleys, and they can even select which biome they want to play on. There are actually a ton of smaller updates to the game, which I'm not going to share, but one that I found to be pretty legit is that you can now wield weapons when riding the smaller dinos. Pretty cool. Finally, the Division 1.4 patch is officially off the PTR and rolling into live servers. I personally don't play the Division yet, but I have been following this patch pretty closely. There are a ton of gameplay and loot changes to 1.4, and I'm excited to see if it increases the population at all. All we need is a Steam sale now, right? Patch 1.4 will apparently make it easier on the solo player, which is what I'm most concerned about. Before, I've seen it over and over again that you're kind of stuck as a solo player to a certain point, but 1.4 will allow you to compete in higher content, and I hope that remains true. Make sure you guys let me know if you check it out. Next up, a bit of sad news for some of you, maybe, is that the development of Evolve Stage 2 has come to an end. Evolve first launched as a buy-to-play game, and after population numbers dwindled, it became free-to-play, named Stage 2, just a few months ago. Since becoming free-to-play, which is when I checked it out, the amount of users has been cut in half every single month, and they are now calling it quits. The online servers will still be maintained, but the development team of Turtle Rock Studios will not support it any longer, which means no content updates, bug fixes, or balance issues. Our last bit of PC gaming news is that World of Warcraft has rolled out their 7.1 patch, which includes a new raid, dungeons, and a bunch of quests. The dungeon, in my opinion, looks the most interesting because it's, quote, a return to Karazhan, which was my absolute favorite back in the day. This was like 6 to 7 years ago, and I still remember the boss fights to a T. I can imagine that the shortened dungeon version will be a lot of fun. Alright, let's jump into all this Microsoft news and a little bit extra, shall we? The first product in the baller list of products that Microsoft revealed is the Surface Studio, which is an all-in-one desktop. The Studio has a 28-inch 4500 by 3000 resolution screen, and it can adjust from a typical monitor height to a drawing style angle that is perfect for content creators. The Studio will house a Kaby-like Intel processor, and the lowest model at $3,000 will have a GTX 965M GPU. This is quite an expensive investment, but I'm glad to see that Microsoft is really pushing their Apple rival with creating some great content creator equipment. The next product they revealed was obviously a new keyboard and mouse to go with the Studio. Like the Studio, the mouse and keyboard feature a super clean design, and they look pretty basic for the most part. The mouse starts at $50 and the keyboard at $139, which is pretty steep. These aren't anything to write home about. Next up, a better peripheral to go with the Studio, as well as the Surface 3, 4, and Book, is the new Surface Dial. This device is specifically for artists because it allows you to place it on your screen and then use the dial to select different options, and buttons appear super quickly. Having a Surface Pen in one hand and the dial in the other is a true digital artist experience, and I can really see this thing taking off. This will start at $100 and it's powered by 2 AA batteries. I don't know why they didn't just go with rechargeable. It is 2016. Finally, the last thing I want to cover from Microsoft is the new VR headset that is priced at just $299. Yeah, less than $300. The headset was made by partners HP, Dell, Lenovo, Asus, and Acer. Microsoft didn't release any real details about the headset, but I'm super happy to see that other companies are making a push for a cheaper VR experience, as the main two options of Oculus and the Vive are just too expensive for most consumers. Moving on to non-Microsoft news, a few days before the release of the NVIDIA GTX 1050 and 1050 Ti, which I picked up by the way, and it should be here this week, AMD dropped the prices on their competitively priced cards, the RX 460 and the RX 470. The RX 460 now has a retail price of $100 and the RX 470 is now at $170. One model of the RX 460 is now down to $95 after a mail-in rebate on Newegg, making a sweet bang for the buck. Finally, our last bit of tech news is that the newest driver for NVIDIA GeForce users that was supposed to be up to date for Battlefield 1, Civ 6, and Titanfall 2 messed up Windows and Windows Store apps. The driver was causing start menu issues and was force crashing Windows Store games. NVIDIA has since then updated the patch, but apparently some users are still having issues with it. I personally waited to update my driver, so I haven't seen any problems on my system. Real quickly before ending this video, let me introduce the sponsor of this video, Technic Share, which is a company of social media experts. For the past few months, they have helped my social media grow so much, and they can help you too. Their info is down in the description. Well, that wraps up Weekly Download episode number 17. Make sure you guys let me know in the comment section what your favorite tech or PC gaming news was this week, or if I missed anything. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please drop a like down below to help support my channel, and as always, thank you for watching, and please subscribe for more Zach's Tech Turf videos.